In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning, and joining us, the incomparable, the legendary Dionne Warwick. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to be talking to you. You are an icon, an absolute legend, been in the industry forever, making fantastic music, and you're bringing that to stage at a place where it all began, at the Apollo. You're going to be doing this event coming up June 27th. Dionne Warwick, Don't Make Me Over, one night only. Going back to where it all started. How about that?
Yeah, well, it all started with a gospel caravan. We entered the amateur night on gospel and actually won, which was amazing. And from that moment to this, the Apollo has and will always be one of my favorite places, of course, to perform in, but to go and see other shows in. I feel that the old saying, if you can make it at the Apollo, you can make it anywhere, is the absolute truth. And that's been part of my legacy, I guess.
The Apollo, known for rough crowds at times. The first time you took the stage, what year was that?
It was around 1958, thereabouts.
And I'm sure the crowds are much more appreciative now and will be coming up at the 27th. This is going to be a special event because it's your one-woman show. And with your career and all the things you've done, how do you even pack all of that into one night only?
It's a case of people have their own opinions going over the years. I thought you did this. Didn't you do that? That kind of thing. And what they're going to be able to get this time is the absolute truth. They're going to get it from the source, which happens to be me, and nobody knows me better. And all those I thought and didn't I are going to be quelled. You'll now know the absolute truth, and when you walk away, you'll now know Dionne Warwick.
Your recording career started in the early days with some legendary songwriters. Talk about, I wouldn't say luck, but how incredible the timing to be there at the birth of R&B and rock and roll and to have such a major influence on it. You're in pretty much every Hall of Fame that exists, I think, at this point.
Just about.
Starting out in the 50s and seeing the evolution of music, and not only that, but with a great musical background and family, your influences were really family-based, right, to become the artist that you are?
Absolutely. I come from a gospel singing family who were renowned, the drink art singers. They were the first black gospel group to perform at the Newport Jazz Festival, along with the great Mahalia Jackson. And then they were the first black gospel group to record on RCA. So, that apple didn't fall that far from the tree, I think.
You've spent a lot of time outside of music as well, obviously doing charity events and business enterprises that you've taken part in. And people may think that, you've done a lot of stuff in the 70s and the 80s, but how great is it that as recently as last year, Saturday Night Live played homage to you and parodied you and still showing the power that you have over Americana and really the world?
It's unbelievable. It's sometimes overwhelming that what I've done is so well received and appreciated. I never gave it that kind of thought. What am I going to get out of this? It's like everything else. You do what you feel you can be a contributor towards. And that's exactly the way I work. When there's something I feel I can do something fruitful to help, that's the things that I associate myself with.
Now, your son and manager is helping to put on this show at the Apollo coming up on June 27th at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York. Your son obviously been involved in your career and others' career. Is it a good feeling to have not only that bonding moment with your son and putting this all together, but the satisfaction of realizing that like this is like the culmination of a career and a family?
No doubt. It is a definite family affair. And I'm so very proud of Damon. He's been wonderful as a manager, but moreover as a producer. He's even produced a few of my recordings, which I'm very, very happy with.
You've competed on a couple of reality competition shows, too, touching back on still finding relevance and being a touchstone for people. Is there anything else in the works? Are you going to pop up somewhere else in the next year or two, maybe?
Who knows? I'm going where God leads me. That's what I'm doing.
Let's talk about helping as well. You've been involved with so many great charities over the years. What is a special one that holds a place in your heart?
Of course, the AIDS issue. I am still very much involved with that. Until we find that elusive thing called cure, I will be totally involved.
Dionne Warwick, going to be Don't Make Me Over, one night only at the Apollo Theater on Friday, June 27th. Dionne, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good morning, and with us, Samantha Chacho with the United Way. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
United Way, always doing great things in the area. You guys have sort of had a busy wintertime wrapping up things, and now you're rolling into summertime, getting more stuff done. What are some of the big events you guys have coming up?
Yeah, not only do we support our 20 local partner agencies, including Habitat for Humanity of Ogle County, Focus House, Lifescape, Ogle County CASA, just to name a few. But we also have our Summer Eats program that is happening in Oregon and Polo this year. And what that Summer Eats program is, it's a free grab-and-go meals that are handed out at the Polo Public Library and the Oregon Public Library on Wednesdays. And it's free meals for kids and teens just to make sure that they're getting what they need now that they're out of school and making sure that their nutritional needs are still being met. So that's really the biggest thing we've got going on. Obviously, we still have Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. This program is open to all children who are under the age of 5 living in Ogle County, and it's completely free to families. All they have to do is they can go to our website, uwogle.org, to get the information and get signed up.
United Way of Ogle County, you guys have a bunch of different programs. Again, you touched on that Dolly Parton Imagination Library. If you're not familiar, that gets a book in the hands of your child, and you guys help support and bring about that mission to promote literacy in the area.
Absolutely. So, like, every month when your child is enrolled, they're going to receive an age-appropriate book that's mailed directly to their homes. And like you said, we raise money that goes directly towards Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, so we can not have to charge for any of that. And again, that is open to all children from birth to age 5 who live in Ogle County.
The organization spends a lot of time directly impacting people, but part of that requires money, requires donations, requires corporate and local partners. How important is it to build those relationships, and how can individuals help, or business owners?
We have wonderful donors, some who give every year, some who are new every year, and we wouldn't be able to do any of the work in Ogle County and help our neighbors in Ogle County without those donations. There's a couple different ways. You can go directly to our website, uwogle.org, and donate from there. We also have what's called a workplace donation that you can get set up if you're a corporate sponsor, which that just comes out of your employee's paycheck every month, which is awesome because then they're donating without even really thinking about it. There's a lot of different ways. uwogle.org, like I said, is our website. You can also follow us on Facebook at United Way of Ogle County just to keep up, see if you want to get involved. There's always ways to get involved as well.
Yeah, talking about volunteering and hands-on. Follow the Facebook page for information on upcoming things that folks in the community can volunteer to help out with.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our United Way Day of Caring that happens in September. So if you like us on Facebook, we'll be able to get that information out to you. And really what that is we have our partner agencies, and if they need help with painting, or they need help with gardening, or maybe it's making blankets at Serenity. There's lots of things that we can do, these places that are going to need some help. And it's just a way for us to get out, get involved, and give back to our partner agencies.
Samantha Chacho, United Way of Ogle County, uwogle.org. That's uwogle.org. And, of course, follow you guys on your socials. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks, Charles.
Good morning, and with us, getting ready for some big events coming up in Mendota. It's the CEO and president of the Mendota Area Chamber of Commerce, Samantha Setchell. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. Kicking off summertime the right way in Mendota. Big event coming up around Lake Mendota that the Chamber and the city work so hard to make sure that happens in Mendota. What's happening on the 28th?
We got the Mendota Fireworks Celebration. It is going to be a wonderful show this year out at Lake Mendota.
It's fireworks early, of course, but there's so many great fireworks celebrations happening all summer long, and Mendota likes to be first in line. Obviously, around the lake makes it a beautiful setting.
It absolutely does. And like I tell everyone, it's nice to have them a little early because you get more bang for your buck. You get to come to Mendota, and then you get to go off and enjoy all the other great fireworks that are happening in the area. So 28th, definitely be in Mendota.
Fireworks, of course, they happen at dark, but you can get around the lake a little bit earlier. There's going to be some other fun stuff happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So gates are going to open to the public at 7 o'clock. We're going to have some amazing food trucks out there. We have a face painter, concessions, and we're going to set up some games for the kids. We have our Sweet Corn Festival Queen contestants are going to be doing temporary tattoos.
Oh, fun.
It's a lot of fun for the whole family, so get out there a little early, get your good spot, and then fireworks are going to be starting right about dusk, so about 9:30.
Plenty of room for blankets, lawn chairs, and parking. Follow the signs.
Follow the signs, and it's free parking, free admission, free parking, free family fun.
A great night in Mendota coming up on the 28th, kicking off the fireworks season in Mendota. The Mendota Chamber always busy getting into the summer months because, got to talk about it, it's not that far away. The Sweet Corn Festival's right around the corner.
Absolutely. August 7th through the 10th, Sweet Corn is taking over downtown Mendota for our 78th festival.
That is craziness. Looking forward to that weekend coming up. But again, fireworks not that far away. That's going to be on the 28th. Somebody wants to find out more about the Mendota Fireworks or the Mendota Area Chamber of Commerce. Where can they go?
You can visit us on our website, mendotachamber.com, or visit us on Facebook, Mendota Area Chamber of Commerce.
Samantha Setchell, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.